Hi. So tonight I want to talk about abs, especially because when I woke up this morning, this is what I saw, and I'm gonna insert a picture here. And I was like, what are those? Because, I'm so excited because I have never in my life ever looked like this before. This is the first time in my life I feel like I can say that I have visible abs. And I know that, like, my abs, they're not as obvious as maybe someone else's. I've seen people out there that have, like, crazy abs. Very, very obvious. And maybe that's not me, but I'm still excited about it because I've never had them before. This is like the first time ever I'm even seeing an outline of what they look like. And it was now in, like, what was it? March, maybe? Or May, something like that. I started a fat loss journey. And having never had abs before in my life, I was just like, I was not even sure that this was gonna happen. I didn't know if this was gonna happen or not. Were they ever gonna become visible or not? But I was just like, kind of taking it as an experiment, just being like, if it happens, it happens. I would like it to happen because I would like to see them. I've never seen what they looked like on me. And if you've noticed, they look a little different on everyone. So I think it's kind of interesting. Like, personally, to me, it's just interesting. I was like, what do mine look like? But as I was starting this journey, I was really dying for a video like this one of just someone talking about what it's like to live with them. Because, if you're just out here and you're watching social media and people on social media, then it can seem as if we're just walking around with abs 24/7. And I'm sure there's someone out there who has, like, such a low body fat percentage who is or walking around with abs 24/7, and they're always super visible and everything. But I don't think that's most people. I mean, I don't know, I can only speak for myself, but I was dying for a video like this because I was like, I want to see and hear what is it like to actually live with them. What do they look like at different times of day? Are they always the same? Like, I have no idea what to expect, and I'm just starting this journey. And by now I have seen some people talking about this, but I still feel like there's not enough videos that are just about this, just about your abs and what your abs look like at different times, because they do look different. And I'm just gonna insert here pictures or videos, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, where you can see that they look different. And it's like the same body, the exact same body, but looks different at different times of day and depending on what's going on. Like, these pictures, these are only like, this was like yesterday, then it was like today. And some of them are like this morning versus this evening. And like right now, I'm sitting here. I just got back from the gym like an hour ago, and then I took a shower, and now I'm making this video. So now I've had almost a full day of eating. After I finish this video, I'm just going to sleep. But I do plan on having some gingerbread cookies, because it's just that time of the year and I want to have some. So that's what I'm going to do after this video. But anyway, I'm sitting here right now, right? And so, like, right now, especially with this light that's like shining right onto me, you can see, especially if I move around like this, you can see some slight outline. And this is me from the side. I'm trying to show you. Like all of this, if you can see, like this is my actual, like, fat. This is how much fat I have right now. And, well, this is just me, but if you ask me, I feel like that's really not that much anymore. Like, I guess personally, I would consider myself lean now. But I've had a full day, almost full day of eating and of, drinking water and coffee and milk. So, by the evening, that's what I look like. And this is what I looked like just this morning. And so much of this is lighting. And I do feel like people do know that, but if you are someone who works out regularly, then you know that lighting is everything. Lighting is everything when it comes to your muscles and what you look like. And as soon as the lighting is not right, you look like you just have a different body than you really have. It's so interesting. If the light hits you just right, and if you pose too, then you look very different from how you look when you're just relaxed. I mean, I don't know if I can show you. Let me just go way, 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 way back. This is me just sitting here, and I can slouch like this. And I don't know if you can, the screen is so small for me, I can't really see, but I don't know if you can see some rolls or not. By now, I feel like I don't have enough rolls to show you, enough stomach rolls to show you, because I've just lost so much fat. I used to have way more than this. But so your abs, they look so different depending on what you've got going on. And especially if you're someone who gets periods, then that is going to play a big role as well. So I just want to talk about that. I want to ponder about that. And if you've never had abs before, and maybe you're wondering this because I was someone who was wondering this before I got abs myself, because I've never had them before. I mean, I know we all have abs, but I mean, I've never had them visible before. So I never really felt them. And so my question was like, what do they feel like? If you've never had abs, I feel like that's a pretty normal question to ask, but it's not like you can just go up to some person that has visible abs and be like, can I touch them? Because I want to know what they feel like, because I'm curious. Can't do that, right? And so my answer to you is that they feel very hard. Like they actually feel hard. And yeah, right now, I have some fat too, but still, I can still feel them. And in the mornings especially, I can still feel them. They just, I don't know, feels like hard rocks on your stomach. That's what they feel like. What else might you be wondering? Should you train your abs? Do ab workouts? I do ab workouts, but not, like that's not the thing that's gonna make them visible. You have abs. Like I promise, you have abs. Right now, you have abs. Everybody has abs, but you just need to lower the body fat percentage, and that is something that you do in the kitchen. But this video is not really about like what to eat and all that, because there are so many videos about that. You can just go look at them and you'll come full circle pretty fast with them, actually. It seems really difficult when you first get into this. First get into the fat loss journey. It seems like if you've never done this before, you are like me, never done this before, you might be thinking, oh, it's going to be so difficult. But if you actually start looking into this, it's not that difficult. That was surprising to me. It's not that difficult. You come full circle pretty fast if you just watch other people talking about this, because they just say the same things over and over and over again. So then it just becomes about finding what works for you. And this is the part where you have to experiment. You can't really, because everyone has their own results. You really do have to you have to find what works for you. And nobody can tell you what that is. You have to experiment and find out. But should you train your abs, if that's not the thing that makes them visible? I mean, I guess that's up to you. Some people say, no, you don't have to train your abs at all. I train them because I do calisthenics now, and you need a lot of core strength in calisthenics to do calisthenics exercises. But otherwise, you don't really need to do it. I guess your abdominals are muscles, so I suppose it's possible to make them appear a little bigger, like they do have the ability to grow, I think. But it's not like infinite. There's not going to be like infinite growth. It's just going to be a little bit. So I guess a little bit more obvious, maybe. And then if you lose the fat on top of them, then yeah, they would be more visible, I think. But other than that, I think it's just up to you and what you want. And yes, it's also true that your body fat will go from everywhere else first, and this is the last place. So you might still have some fat down here when from everywhere else it's pretty much gone and you've leaned out. What else might you be wondering? What was I wondering? Do people comment on this a lot? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on who you are and what you normally dress like. Like, can people see that your abs or not? I can't really tell you. I mean, I personally don't even go out that much, and much less in like revealing clothing. And with me, it's like I've always been like, before I was like this, became like this, I was skinny fat. And I know some people don't like that term, but I don't know what else to use, because I have these, long limbs, and those were always like very skinny looking, but I had fat around the midsection the most. I had it elsewhere too a little bit, but around my stomach was where I had it the most. And so now, yeah, people can tell that I've leaned out, and like my family and friends, they point that out to me, but they also know that I have been doing this consciously. So I guess they're just like confirming to me that, yeah, there are results and these are visible and they can see them. And that's what gets pointed out to me. But my abs, I don't know, people just don't see them enough, because I don't really go around being like this, like flashing people with my abs or something. That's not a pastime of mine, so no, they don't really comment on them. They do comment on them if I like specifically am like, look at this. Then they do. But otherwise, no. And I mean, I'm in a country where, like, my country, Estonia, is just so, I guess, introverted is maybe the right word to use, like socially introverted. That even if I was out there, and let's say it's like summer, but even if I was out there in like revealing clothing and everything, it's very unlikely somebody would say something to me because it's just not part of the Estonian culture to be, first of all, talking to strangers and saying anything to them or pointing anything out about them. It's just not part of the culture, I feel like. So that also plays into it. So personally, I can't really speak to like, do people say things to you? I guess you just have to be someone that goes out, first of all, and then go see if people say things to you after you've had your weight loss or fat loss transformation. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. I guess my main point is just that living with apps, it doesn't look like what it looks like, seems to look like on social media. Because no one's really gonna be posting pictures of them like slouching around. And like if I tried to show you earlier, like if I am slouching around, yeah, because I still have some fat on my tummy right now, yeah, you can see some stomach rolls. Like that's just normal stuff. But I'm not like, you don't walk around just like posing all the time perfectly. And it would be a bit strange if you did. So they look different depending on what you're doing and what's going on with your body and how much water retention you got going on and things like that. It's just endless stuff that could be happening. So yeah, they're gonna look different at different times of day. But it doesn't mean that you suddenly got fat or something. I feel like that was the thing that I was like worried about at first when I started my fat loss journey. And then by the evenings, I would look, how I look. By the evenings, I have a stomach and everything. And I would be like, I got fat. But no, you didn't. It's just food and water. It's just normal stuff. That is what your tummy looks like when it's got stuff in it. You didn't get fat. And you still have abs, So that's why I'm making this video now. And I feel proud of myself that I can even make this video because I wasn't sure that I would get to this point, even though I really wanted to. And this morning I was like, hey, maybe it's time because I can actually see them. I always wanted to make this video. So I hope that it has been helpful to someone. Yeah. I'm not gonna go into like what to eat and like all that because honestly, you really do need to figure that part out for yourself. All I can really say about that, I mean, I guess I could make a video about like what I eat and all that, but like we are different people and we are different people with different beliefs about food and all that too, and all that plays a part on what you can do or what you feel like you have to do, and so you will get different results. But my point is, you just have to experiment and find what works for you. And in my case, like it's not, I had this misconception that people who are just like lean and who have visible abs, they must eat shit that tastes like shit, basically. that you just have to eat horrible things that you don't like in order to look like this. But that's not true, because first of all, you have to be consistent if you want to look like this. You want to get to this point. And in order to be consistent, you actually have to like the food that you eat, because otherwise you're not going to do it. Or even if you do it, it's just going to be a miserable experience, and then what? It's just going to be a miserable experience for the rest of your life. Because for me, like, I want to do the best that I can to be like healthy and fit and strong for the rest of my life. So when I started this was like a lifestyle change for me. I did not do any crash diets or anything like that. I just took like a long-term approach to the best of my ability. And I just changed up what I was eating and how I was eating it. But it was an approach that I was like, I want an approach that I can do pretty much for the rest of my life, but that is still healthy for me, you know? I don't want to do like a crash thing, and then once the crash thing is over, maybe I will have the results that I want. But now it's like, what do I do now? How do I maintain this? So my journey has also been about learning how to maintain this. But the food that you eat, it has to be something that you like, because then you will actually stick with it. And you might end up finding new foods that you like, that you didn't even know that you liked. Because you have to experiment. And that's really fun when you do. It's happened to me. But really, no one can really tell you like what exactly to eat, and you can't copy other people's diets because they have just found what works for them, and it works for them. But you are a different person with different tastes and different beliefs, all of that. And you need to find what works for you. I guess for me, I just try to stay balanced, because I'm not one of these people who would tell you that there are foods that you can't eat. Because honestly, this is just me. But I just don't like to live my life that way. I don't want to be like, there are these things that I can't have that I maybe would like to have sometimes. I'm more like, you can have whatever you want to sometimes. It's just that you don't have to go crazy about it. And that's kind of the approach that I take. So when it's like someone's birthday or something, or like Christmas dinner, it's coming up pretty soon, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I eat everything. I eat everything, and I eat a lot of it. And then I'm just like, I know I'm going to be fine because I don't eat like this every day. And then, yeah, I might have more of a stomach maybe next day because I'm still, processing all the food and all that. But pretty soon I return to baseline, which now is what I just showed you at the start of this video. I just return to that. And you really can live your life like that, but it's about what you believe that you can do. Some people, they only see black and white with this, but I think it can be useful and more fun for yourself to see some shades of gray as well. I hope that this has been helpful to you and maybe has answered some questions that you might have if you're starting a fat loss or weight loss journey, or if you're on the hunt for abs and you had these questions about abs, which I had when I first started. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And also, I will say that I'm not a fitness person, okay? I'm just a random person that wanted to do this for herself, and then I guess did it. But This is not a fitness channel, so just don't subscribe to this for this kind of content if this is the first time you're seeing me. I am just somebody talking about my experience, but I'm not some kind of fitness influencer or something. Actually, I make a lot of law of attraction videos here, especially lately, but I'm not really a law of attraction channel either. I am just a person talking about things. So I just wanted to put that out there. But anyway, I will see you next time, and bye bye.